welcome. This is one of my favorite events of the entire year, and it is the 2025 commencement ceremony. This is when we get to celebrate these Summit Assistance dogs and their new partnerships with humans. We're so excited to recognize the incredible journeys of these dogs and the amazing people who got them here. My name is Kevin Corcoran, and I'm really honored to be here as your MC for the day, and also as a volunteer of this great organization, serving alongside my fellow board members. Any board members here today? Is this too loud?
No.
Okay. So, that was too loud. Now we're better? How about now? Wow, that's like a Barry White voice. I'm still getting some feedback. Well, let me try it without for a little bit. Can you still hear me? I have a deep voice in the back, but okay, let's try this without.
Can't hear you. Need the mic.
You can't?
Need the mic.
Walk away from the speaker.
I think you need the microphone back
Behind the speaker.
behind the speaker. That's the problem.
Here, let me turn this
I
on.
mean, I swear we
How about now?
There you go.
I might just use my notes then. Extra. I'll be just moving over
Do you
here.
want Valko to hold them for you?
Yeah, with you.
There we go.
Oh. Thank you, Vanna. Okay. Okay. So I do some public speaking, and because I wear hearing aids, I often don't know if it's me or if it's the sound system. So, okay. Am I hearing things?
We agree.
Right here. Okay. Don't move, Kevin. Okay, good. All right. So, on behalf of what's going on? Am I getting punked? Like,
That's good.
we'll mess with it.
was.
Okay. Well, let's just keep going, and I'll try to hold this way down. So, on behalf of the supporters, volunteers, and community organizations that surround Summit, I want to thank and start with a heartfelt thank you to the dedicated staff of Summit Assistance Dogs. It is your tireless efforts and work that are essential to creating the life-changing partnerships that we're celebrating today. So I want to read off the names of those that, if you don't know who does all this great work, I want to recognize them now. Starting with our fearless leader and executive director, Sue Meinzinger, who's in the back. Our administrative manager and the adoption coordinator is Rita Cooper. Our director of philanthropy is Tristan Boyce. Our trainer and class instructor is Lindy Langham. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is she here?
She's not shy. Another trainer is Heather Anderson. Did I see Heather? Okay. Heather got PTO? Wait, I didn't think we allowed PTO. Okay. Our trainer and prison program coordinator is Jen Walker. Our puppy, that's for later. Our puppy raising program coordinator is Kat LaRue. Our community outreach coordinator, and the person who's trying to punk me, was Carlin Patchett. Our kennel manager is Gabriella Browning. Our client service coordinator is Renee Hammer. And the guy you probably saw wandering around fixing things already today, our facilities project manager, is Mark Bungie. And last but not least, our kennel technician and facilities assistant is Ernest Coronado. So I want to give a special thanks to our incredible puppy raisers. And it's those handlers at the Monroe Prison Program that you're going to hear more about, but they play a very vital role in getting the dogs from when they hatch to when they're released with their human. And we'll hear about more of them shortly. And of course, a huge thank you to all of you here today, because it truly takes a village to raise and train these wonderful animals. And we couldn't do this work without your generosity, your encouragement, your time. And I added this from previous talks, but it's really impressive to me that you believe in us. You've been through COVID with us. You've been through the last 25 years with Sue and the team. And that means a lot in this current environment when things are tough for a lot of non-for-profits. It's great to say that we're still standing, and it's because of all of you. So thank you. And give yourselves a hand. Yes. For those of you that are new to Summit, this is almost like a nursery with plants. Think about plants. They're grown. I used to use the word hatching like an egg, but really, the dogs are like the plants to me, where they're in a nursery, and then they grow up, and then they're transplanted into a home, right? Or into someone else's yard. And then they grow and flourish and become what they are meant to do and meant to be. So it is our mission to create life-changing partnerships by that training and providing these highly skilled dogs for people with mobility disabilities and other disabilities. Our dogs assist their partners by performing tasks like picking up the dropped items and opening and closing doors, retrieving telephones, all the stuff that I'm starting to drop. And I don't have, my dog does not train as well as these dogs. So even turning on lights and turning off lights and opening up doors. So I'm going to change pages. Okay. In addition to supporting greater independence, our dogs often bring emotional support, easing that loneliness and anxiety and depression through their capacity for unconditional love. Community support is so crucial to our work, and I wanted to remind you, for those of you that are new to us today, we don't take federal money. We have not accepted federal money. So I think, back to my comment about the current environment, it's great that those of you that are here today are supporting us. These businesses that are around the side here, they're the ones that believe, and they're helping us at a time when our friends that run non-for-profits are really hurting. We're very fortunate to be where we are today. But hey, today is about celebration, right? So let's have some fun. We're here to change lives. I would now like to introduce Karen Pope, our 2025 commencement speaker, who will share how her life and the life of her daughter, Juliet, have been impacted by continued partnership with service dogs. Welcome, Karen.
It's a pleasure to share our family's journey with Summit Assistant Dogs with you today. My name's Karen Pope, and my daughter Juliet is here with us. We are incredibly proud that Juliet and Teal are graduating today as one of this year's Summit teams. I would like to share with you a few highlights. Our story begins in 2009 when Juliet was born. She spent the first month of her life in a hospital's neonatal intensive care unit, requiring help from specialists for feeding, cardiac, neurological, orthopedic needs. In 2011, we learned Juliet had been born with an extremely rare chromosomal syndrome called Potocki-Lupski. We were told she was the, let me try to do it without. That she was born with Potocki-Lupski. She was the 51st medically known individual with this newly discovered rare syndrome. Potocki-Lupski syndrome affects Juliet in numerous ways. It impacts her fine motor skills, her speech, cognition, and causes gross motor challenges with balance and coordination. In public, many of these symptoms aren't obviously apparent to strangers. While walking, Juliet struggles to plan her movements and becomes very unstable when people move too close or quickly around her. Juliet's limited speech means she can't verbalize her fears, leading to panic, which often results in falls, bruises, and tears. We believed an assistant dog would greatly benefit Juliet, both navigating public spaces and in social interactions. We inquired to Guide Dogs for the Blind in Oregon about career change dogs suitable for individuals with mobility needs, and they recommended Summit Assistant Dogs. Following their suggestion, we applied to Summit for an assistance dog for Juliet. We even included a stop-motion video our son made using Legos to illustrate how an assistance dog would help his sister. In October 2014, our family visited Summit's training facility in Anacortes, where Juliet had a chance to meet the staff and to interact with several of the dogs. It was there she was matched with Bodie, a beautiful golden retriever. They immediately formed a true partnership. Within 24 hours of Bodie joining our family, Juliet spoke her first 4-word sentence: "I want my dog." Bodie gave Juliet the ability to walk safely and with confidence. In public, he created an invisible fence around Juliet so she could navigate safely and be noticed by others. Bodie was Juliet's unwavering helper and companion. He accompanied Juliet to numerous medical appointments, procedures, therapy sessions, and hospital visits. Bodie and Juliet received matching ribbons at the Youth Special Olympic Games in Oregon. He also would help Juliet with her PT exercises. Bodie and Juliet were invited to represent Summit Assistant Dogs at a working dog event at OMSI, Oregon's Museum for Science and Industry. Each year, service dog teams need to partake in a public access test to continue working in public. In the past, our yearly access test would take place at the Tacoma Mall. Juliet was always excited to go with Bodie to meet Summit's Melissa and her service dog Tanner, so they could go shopping at Build-A-Bear and have frozen yogurt afterwards. Juliet probably never realized and knew this event was an actual test, since Melissa creatively disguised the exam as a fun shopping outing. Sadly, in September 2023, Bodhi passed away suddenly. Our family was heartbroken. We initially were hesitant and unsure if another dog could possibly fill the void and perform the vital work that Bodhi had done. However, Teal has stepped in and done just that. So welcome, Teal. When Juliet met Teal in November 2024, their connection was instant. We were struck by how many similarities they both share. They're both happy, calm, gentle. Neither likes bugs. They're both petite, enjoy snacks, love to wake up late on weekends, and spend their time relaxing in the garden. Summit did such a fantastic job matching Juliet with her first canine partner. We knew we could trust their choice in selecting a successor dog for her. In March, Teal and Juliet's team training took place with trainer Lindy. Lindy created a training experience personalized to Juliet's needs and abilities. Lindy helped Juliet develop a bond with Teal, building Juliet's confidence to perform her role independently without relying on her parents. On the final day of team training, Lindy sewed magnetic connectors on Teal's vest so Juliet could dress and remove Teal's harness and vest on her own. This was so helpful and contributed to an amazing experience. Teal has stepped into Bodhi's role. She is now a constant companion for Juliet's speech and occupational therapy sessions and has provided invaluable help at the dentist, pediatrician's office, grocery store, library story time, medical appointments and procedures, recreation therapy events, and during a recent simulated airplane boarding event. They are truly best buddies. Their partnership has made Juliet more confident and independent. We're so grateful for the opportunity to share our story with you today. Our deepest thanks go to the staff and volunteers at Summit Assistant Dogs. Their incredible vision, tireless work pairing trained service dogs with individuals with mobility needs. We also extend our gratitude to the fabulous puppy raisers for their dedication for early socialization and training, the inmates at Monroe Correctional Complex for their invaluable contribution, and all of the sponsors and individuals whose generous support make these life-changing partnerships happen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're going to be very delicate with this thing.
That's okay at least. Sometimes
Or that way, Mom. Oh. Thank you, Karen. Those are great words. You nailed it. Right. I always get when we do these graduations, I get this visual of superheroes, and I remember my good friend Chris, who's hanging on the wall here. When I first met him and Griffin, I got this vision of like they both wear capes. It worked perfectly for you, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work for me. But I got this vision of them wearing capes and like conquering the world, and that's what I'm so encouraged about your story and the power that these partnerships create. Next, I want to introduce our trainer, Lindy Langham. So. try this?
Demo. Oh, John, come on up. I'm just not. I can be loud if I need to be loud. So.
I'm gonna give you Valko.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll take Valko. John and I, John's and Valko are going to do a little demonstration here. So if you need to scooch in, you can. But I'll try to narrate too.
Could have been a wider one. Sure. Oh my gosh, I dropped my glasses. Oh, thank you. Front. I caught him that one. Let me in the room.
No, that's good. Oh, Valko's going over to his puppy raiser.
Wouldn't it be great to lose my dog? Somewhere in Oak Harbor. Welcome. Legs up. Legs up. Paws up. Sorry.
I'm the caregiver today.
Okay, off. See, I have no hands. I can't feed him. So that's how he gets fed.
Little treat dispenser. So if you can't see in the back, there's on John's armrest there's a little button. What do we call it? A button, yeah. And it releases treats down by the treat dispenser here, which is just kibble for Valko. So shoot dates. All right. I'm gonna try to
Leash.
So Valko's retrieving the leash. Good. I can flip it up right there for you. Show them the new behavior you trained. Trained and worked on. Huh?
Okay. Valko, here, side, right here. Valko. We talked about this. Side. Valko. Tug. Please get it out. Tug.
So Valko is...
My wallet.
Yes, taking your wallet out.
He thought that was the counter.
So dogs retrieved him. So John we've attached the tug to the wallet, and it lives on the side there. So Valko can retrieve the wallet and either give it to somebody up on a counter, which is this was our fake counter, or give it to John. So there we go.
Yeah. And due to that inspiration, I also have a garage door opener in here because I can't use the punch pad. And so I'll when I go for a walk, I have that one out, and then Valko pulls it for me, so I can
He said he would like to go to Chewy.com. Not a sponsor.
Okay.
Darwin's.
Go get his wallet. Go get it. He did it yesterday.
I'm not behind the counter. That's his usual task. Okay. Valko, what should we go buy? Yeah, that was great. All right, good. All right. Yeah,
I think you should compare him to
Mama Hubble. Mama Hubble. Sure. So this is his color.
Wheelchair seats or not?
Yeah, what color comes from?
Is that the edge?
I guess he's gonna run to you.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my God, don't switch them.
Let's see. We'll get the wallet. Wallet.
Okay, let's see.
Let's get.
Can you hear me now? I'm going to stand out here, and how about if I I'm clearly the problem. You got like a frequency around me? Anyway, so let's give Lindy and Valko and Jon a big hand. So next, it is my pleasure to introduce Carlin, and he's going to recognize some of the wonderful puppy raiser volunteers that make all this happen.
Is it going to be feedback for me? No.
Oh.
So, you will look in your programs and it will say Cat. I am not Cat. That is okay. Cat unfortunately could not make it today. Typically this speech is done, but it's a puppy raiser tribute to all of our lovely puppy raisers, and it is typically done by our puppy raising program coordinator. And Kat's role here at Summit is to support our diverse and growing team of volunteer puppy raisers and puppy sitters. She is very disappointed not to be here, and she says hello to all of you. And luckily, she has sent me over her speech. So, without further ado, here is Kat's message to all of you. So she says, "Hello all, what a beautiful day to celebrate connection, dedication, and the incredible bond between people and dogs, made all the more special by being held here at Chris's Canine Condo. First, we'd like to thank some key trainers whose presence is restricted. Our trainers in our prison program at Monroe Correctional Complex. Many of today's honorary dogs spent a portion of their lives and training at MCC. Our program at MCC is an example of commitment to partnering with agencies in our community. Many Summit dogs will spend periods in the prison program being trained on behaviors and skills by the men. By doing this, we can use our limited resources to maximize positive training outcomes. In turn, because of their work with the dogs, the men achieve rehabilitation and personal growth, which is transformative in their pathway to returning to their communities. We would like to send many thanks to our trainers in MCC. This ceremony is, of course, a celebration to our lovely teams, who are paired with life-changing service dogs, but it is also a heartfelt tribute to the people who gave these dogs their very first experiences of the world. They are the first teachers, their steady hands, their safe places, their first friends and families. They are our extraordinary volunteer puppy raisers and sitters. So many hands have held the leashes we will see handed over today. Our volunteer fosters are divided into two groups: raisers who have provided a home to our puppies as they would their own dogs, and sitters who watch the dogs when our raisers are on vacation, or if the dogs need a break from MCC. Our puppy raisers and sitters teach them the basics, yes, but they also teach them how to be in the world, how to ride quietly in a car, how to walk calmly past a toddler's flying balloon or skateboarder. Our raisers and sitters incorporate their Summit dogs into nearly every aspect of their lives, from sharing their homes with them to bringing into the classrooms, workplaces, and grocery stores. They give them the time to explore, to play, and to grow, but also show them how to listen, how to settle, and so much more. Our raisers and sitters usher their dogs through the most unpredictable, unglamorous moments. Rainy 5 a.m. potty breaks, the occasional chewed item that is not a toy, and upset tummies. We've even had a raiser who had a puppy through the airport and the puppy had an accident. Our raisers do so much. They carry kibble everywhere. I always ended up in my pockets in the wash. Why? And there are always poop bags in their pockets as well. But perhaps the most beautiful and most difficult thing our volunteer raisers and sitters do is they say goodbye. They love and cherish their summit dogs, knowing that they will say goodbye so our clients can say hello. We can't express enough gratitude for the gift of their time and their hearts. And so, from the bottom of our hearts here at Summit, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for the training session that did not go as planned. For every skill you've taught, for every tear shed when it was time to let go. You are a vital thread in the fabric of every success we celebrate today. You have given a gift that cannot be measured, and it will ripple outward for years to come. So I would like to encourage all the puppy raisers and sitters in the audience to stand up, raise your hand, or otherwise make yourself known so we can give you a big round of applause. Wonderful. You may be seated. Thank you so much, all. I don't know where Kevin went.
I'm over here.
Whoa,
I'm by the dumpster.
Yeah, keep walking away out to your car. No.
I'm almost to the air station, but I'll be back shortly. So thank you, Carlin.
You're very welcome.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our client services coordinator, Renee Hammer, and Lindy. Renee and Lindy have the honor of introducing you to our newest teams.
Thank you, Kevin. And welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody here today to join us in celebrating our new service dog partnerships from the past year. I've had the pleasure of getting to know a number of the Summit clients over the last few months since I started my new position, and it's exciting today to meet and spend time with the graduates. I have the honor of introducing you to each graduate and the volunteers and staff who made these partnerships possible. Before we start, I'd like to show you a couple of items that are going to be passed on to our puppy raisers and the graduates during the ceremony. For each puppy raiser, we have a photo of their dog with their new partner. And for our graduates, we have a beautiful lap quilt. For many years, we've been fortunate to have a volunteer, Nancy Nielsen, who provided this special gift to our grads. Thank you so much, Nancy. Before I introduce our service dog partnerships, I'd like to acknowledge one graduating. And I was working with her, and we'd go on outings or to events. She was the dog that's all making eye contact with everybody and like, who are you? You're my best friend. And who are you? My best friend. And I tell you what, when Teal snuggles into you, you think you're the best person in the whole world. And the only person in Teal's eyes until somebody else walks in the room. So that was kind of the experience with Teal, was trying to, in a way, let her know, hey, I'm holding the leash. Can I be, I'm your person. You want to pay attention to me. But Teal was like, no, you're not my forever person. So when Teal and Juliet were matched, it was sparks. It was like one of those situations where you're like, okay,
this is a match. This is gonna happen because Teal and Juliet really took to each other beautifully, and they met in a mall, in a food court. So there was plenty of distractions around. But I have to say my favorite day, part of team training that stands out in my head, was we started the first day of team training in the Pope household, so at Juliet's home. And at the end of team training, it was a long first day. And we usually, as the trainer, I usually take the dog home the first 3 nights back with me to where I'm staying. But when I went to go for Teal's leash, Teal hid I think she ran away. Maybe she ran away and hid behind Juliet. And it was just a very, I didn't want to be offended, but also I was like, oh, that is amazing. She knows that she was saying as clear as she could, this is my home. I am done with you, Lindy. Goodbye. I am good here. And the rest of the team training is history. That's how it went. Juliet and Teal walked off together. If there was a sunset in all the places we went, library, hospital, mall, restaurant, ice cream. I think we went twice. Ice cream. Teal never looked back at me. And oftentimes the dogs do, because they live with me for a while. So sometimes they look back like, am I doing things right, Lindy? Right, with this new person? No, Teal and Juliet just took off. They walked confidently out ahead of everybody. You guys left us in the dust. So anyways, congratulations, and their celebrity name is TT and J. And I forgot to mention Molly and Freya. I think we settled on Frawley, whether you like it or not. So sorry I didn't say that up here. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, but big congratulations to Team Juliet and Teal. And then giving Teal to Juliet is her puppy raiser, Alana. And then, Dad, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Ray. I'm Juliet's dad, and I don't know what else I can add to apart from Karen's presentation she done, but when we had when we had Bodie, oh damn, he was a good-looking dog, and we'd walk up the street on our nightly walks, and people would stop and say, "That's a damn good-looking dog," and he was, and when he died, it was pretty sudden in September 23. There's no way we thought we could ever get a replacement, but we did, and she's just as beautiful, and she's got beautiful eyes, and we're so happy for Juliet and really thankful for everything Summit had done. It was a seamless changeover, and credit to Alana for raising such a beautiful animal, and that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Lindy.
Our third team is Rachel and Usher from Moses Lake, Washington.
Okay, buckle.
So Usher was born at Summit Assistance Dog to our breeding dog Maggie, who is now retired and living the good life with her prior breeder caretaker Jody Fox. His father is Finn from British Columbia Guide Dogs. Usher was lucky to be puppy raised by volunteer Gail Hickley initially, and then Janice and Russ Willits a bit later in life. His puppy sitters were many, including Jenny Corey, Annalie Diaz, Monica Ludick, Shay Shing, Rita Simmons, Deborah Eggers, Lynn Jordan, and Jackie Watales. Usher also spent considerable time being cared for and trained by the men in our prison program. Thank you so much to the incredible community of people who cared for Usher. Usher received his advanced service dog training from Lindy. Thank you for doing a phenomenal job with him. And she's going to share a few words about Usher and working with Rachel.
All right. So Usher, I had Usher in my puppy raiser classes to start. So I knew when he was with Gail. Is Gail here? I don't see her. Okay. He was a giant puppy, and but he was so sweet. But I think it's, you know, when you see like a giant dog, you're like, oh, you're like so sweet, but maybe not a lot. You know. Anyways, this dog is very smart. So Usher is in puppy raiser class. He had a hard time leaving his puppy raiser, Gail, and sometimes we'll pass puppies off to work with other people, and he's the dog that was just like, no, I want my person. He bonds very, very hard and quickly to people he encounters and takes care of. So this dog, I didn't have him too long of a time because the guys at MCC did a great job of training with him and getting skills and on him. But it's just so lovely because he's a giant dog. He's a giant presence. But not only that, this dog has a giant heart. Like, he cares so much. And so he had a fan club of staff and volunteers that were behind him because he also has a bark and maybe some drool that happens from time to time. So we're like, okay, who's gonna be Usher's person? This dog has a heart of gold and he really wants to task and help somebody out. Like, he's meant to help and assist. And so Rachel came to mind because she is a successor and had a service dog named Thunder, and but replacing Thunder is hard. He was a phenomenal dog too, but Thunder was equally big. And Rachel came to mind because she's used to big dogs and all the things that come along with big dogs. And Rachel loves just as big too. That's what I discovered during the team training and meeting Rachel as well. Instantly, she just like seemed to love Usher, and oh man, their bond happened very quickly. It was very quick. Yeah, and it's amazing. And I just did their follow-up too, and it's like they've been together for a lot longer than I expected to see them. So it was a pleasure working with them together. And I'm so happy you gave Usher such a fantastic home. So
Yep. So congratulations to Team Rachel and Usher. Yep. Yep.
It's been about 9 years since I've had a service dog. It's been a long wait to find the right service dog. But I found him. And he's been great. And I wouldn't have another one. But he's the right one. That's enough.
And giving Usher to Rachel is her puppy sitter, Janice Willett.
Thank you.
Our fourth team is Jon and Valko from Mercer Island, Washington.
My granddaughter, Josie.
Hey, Josie. Hi.
So Valko was born at Summit Assistance Dogs to our breeding dog Hummel, who is now retired and living the good life with her prior breeder caretaker Jenny Snap. His father is Darby from Joys of Living Assistance Dogs. Valko was lucky to be puppy raised by volunteer Jeff Gatsby. His puppy sitters include Deborah Egger, Kelly Neese, and Judith Feingold. Valko also spent several months being cared for and trained by the men in our prison program. Thank you so much to the community of people who cared for Valko and contributed to his success. Valko received his advanced training from, and she's going to share a few words with us about Valko and Jon.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. So I had the huge pleasure of having Valko live with me for months in training. He was also trained very well through the men at Monroe as well. So I can't take all the credit, even though he's so good. Also, he was raised by our serial puppy raiser, Jeff. So Valko grew up around the water, and I'm so pleased to say that he's lucky enough to remain near the water, living with Jon and his household. And so Valko attracted a lot of attention because, I mean, look at him. the red coat, right? And he kind of carries his tail rather high, and he knows he's hot stuff, right? So
That's part of the match.
So some of our clients, when we meet them, and as we get to meet them, we ask, like, do you like a social butterfly of a dog, or do you like a dog that attracts attention? And some will tell you no, they just want to get through the grocery store, without everybody saying, oh, my cousin has a lab, and oh, my uncle has a lab, and whatever. So, but we wanted to make sure that no matter who Valko went to, they would be able to handle all the attention that Valko receives when going out in public. And enter Jon. So Jon, when he first came in just for applying for a waitlist dog, he was like cracking jokes and just like Mr. Outgoing and Mr. Social. So, okay, when it came time to look down the list of clients that might meet Valko's needs, and then also be able to handle the public chatter that comes along with walking Valko through public, Jon came to mind very quickly because he is also a social butterfly if you haven't talked to him yet. So I'm so happy that they have not been paired very long, but they have gotten along very nice in the last few weeks. Their bond is solidifying, and it's great to see them work together. And Valko has a lovely home with not only Jon and his wife Anne, but also their cavalier, King Charles Thor, who is actually the deciding factor of Valko's placement. So sometimes we think the match between human and the dog is going to be good, but also the dogs, the current pets living in the household have to agree as well. So Valko comes in, he does a play bow, and let's see, that was the biggest thing I remember. And Thor is down here, about a third of Valko's size, and was like, I'm gonna go to the other bedroom now. Yep, so it was really great, because Valko was also like, okay, I don't need to pester him. And we met other times going forward before our team training, and it was so nice because you could see Thor like getting more and more used to Valko's presence, and now I believe they get along pretty great.
Very well.
Very well. So that was really nice that the whole household is now one lovely pack.
That's her job. I can't hold me. Yeah, we have Thor, our 13-year-old, and it's actually a cockapoo. He's indifferent to Valko, which is fine. But he was named after my grandfather was born in Iceland. Its middle name is Thorstein, meaning the stone of Thor. Anyway, so Valko comes along with that name, and I'm going, I realize if you know the system, this is the V birth group, right? And so all the dogs seem to be a V. The first choice was voluptuous, which they didn't think would be good. Vanity was not a good one either. So with Valko, I thought, boy, I'm going to use that and say that it's an Icelandic word. I haven't come up with a good interpretation of that in a mixed crowd. What I do want to say, could you move over to the end? There we go. You know, 10 years ago I was walking. 10 years ago I was working, and I had a normal life. My side job is I'm a professional singer. I performed a lot of operetta, oratorios, and you know, walking was a necessary item. But I I just happened to have muscular dystrophy of a very rare kind called inclusion body myositis, and it's very progressive. So I just slowly, I was using a cane, then I'm using a walker. I even used ski poles for a while, a scooter, had 3 of them. I graduated finally to this Permobile built in Sweden. And the last thing that happened was my hands went. My legs were first. And so about 2 years ago, I'm at Kaiser Permanente, and I drove into the elevator, and it closed, and I realized, oh, I'm by myself. So I went over to the buttons, and I had no strength. It was just unbelievable. So I had to wait for someone to open it up. And that convinced me. I had seen a service dog at a conference I went to for disabled people. And so I found Summit, and I applied. To tell you, if you're interested in applying, it's easier to make an application to Harvard. And then, of course, after 4 months of the process of applying, then I was told I had to wait and wait and wait. But anyway, it really wasn't as long as I thought it perhaps would be. But, and I'm sorry, I'm taking a little bit more time, maybe I should, but when you have a situation like mine and like others out here, when you get into a wheelchair or you are disabled, and okay, I'll finish up soon. So dropping your glasses is really a very high anxiety level, especially if there's nobody else around to pick them up. I'm a night owl. My routine was to watch TV at 11 o'clock, and if I dropped the remote, which I did about 3 times a week, I had to make a decision. My wife's been in sleep for 2 years. 2 years. 2 weeks, 2 hours. So, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, okay, do I wake her up so that I can get the remote, or do I just go to bed? But any and all of those actions that you have, you're alone, and it's very distressing. So to have Valko for the first time in 2 years, I don't have to go find my wife to open up the back door, just to get out. It's because it's a sliding door. There's a rope there, and he tugs, and then I can't remember what the other one is. And I didn't realize how much we would fall in love with each other. The highlight of my day is when he gets up and out of the kennel, and he knows that he can come up and jump on the bed and be with me. And but also, you're right, Lindy. When I'm out walking this dog, I am getting compliments. I mean, I drove a BMW convertible, and I get maybe 4 or 5 guys. That's all it was, saying, "Oh wow, great car, nice looking car." I get all the women in the park. And I'm not kidding. And once came by and said, "Oh, what a cutie," and I go, "Well, me or the dog?" But anyway, yeah, they do come out and say, "What a beautiful dog you have." And so I tried to think when I'm coming up here, what word could I use other than grateful? Grateful just doesn't seem to be a strong enough word. And but that's what I feel to you, Summit Dogs, for what you have done for me, and I am so grateful. And I give you a great, big, heartfelt thanks.
Yes, big congratulations to Team Jon and Valko.
Oh, wow. So this is for me, right?
This
This is for me?
Whatever you want.
No.
It's for Valko. Yeah.
Now we don't have to lift one.
And then giving Valko to Jon, it says puppy razor jab. Yay! So this concludes the portion of the recognition to our amazing new service dog teams and the many people who made that possible. We wish you the best on your shared journey.
All right. Well, let's give a big round of applause to our 2025 graduates. On behalf of Summit Assistance Dogs, all of you graduates I think it's important for you, if you are receiving your first dog or your second or third or whatever, you're part of a very cool community of people that love and support you and wish all the best for you in your life. So, without further ado, you need to go forth with your tails wagging. Okay, so now we want you to enjoy a slideshow highlighted by our new teams and our incredible breeder dog, Woody, that is busy doing some other things. And
Alrighty, what a great celebration it's been today. Is this working? Nope. Hello. All right, so this is always one of my favorite days in the summit calendar because as you can see in the video, it really, this day represents such a team effort for everyone involved in Summit. And it also truly embodies what Summit is all about, which is creating life-changing partnerships between people and dogs. So a few years ago, I developed this daily habit of starting my morning off thinking about what I'm grateful for. So I come up with 3 things, and having work that is so meaningful to me is regularly on that list. I find it so gratifying to see service dogs and their partners come together, as well as working with the men in our prison program who derive such benefits from their relationships with their dogs. As you heard today, there are so many people that make up these partnerships and make them possible. And I want to thank you all so much for giving your time, your talent, your financial resources, but mostly your heart, because all of these things are so essential to the success of our teams. I'm extra excited today to be hosting our commencement ceremony at our new K9 condo. So I'm envisioning soon being able to have more dogs in training and therefore making the wait time for our clients less, which I think will be a fantastic day. I know you'll agree. So please do check out the building today. There are some dogs in there waiting to be cuddled and snuggled with if you are so inclined. And I hope you also enjoy some refreshments and getting to mingle with our graduates and our other fellow supporters. So thank you so much for coming today. And I just want to wish the graduates a great journey moving forward with your dogs. We couldn't be happier to have them be with you. So thank you, everybody.